Hello everyone, kia ora, bulavanaka, talofa lava, hello, kia orana, hello oketa, and a warm welcome to this Business Link Pacific webinar. Thank you so much for joining us today from wherever you are in the world. Today's Business Link Pacific webinar is Overcoming COVID-19 Business Challenges in PNG, presented by Julliane Terry, owner and manager of Tok Stret Consulting in Lae, Papua New Guinea. Just before we start, a few rules. If you can please keep your microphone and camera on mute for the whole webinar, that would be fantastic. It helps us have a very nice clear feed for our presenter. If you need to leave partway through, that's not a problem. We are recording this entire webinar and we'll send out a recording after the webinar is completed. And all of our webinars are also on our website as well. We'll have one Q&A session today, and you'll be able to ask Julliane any questions that you might have. Please type your question into the chat box, which you can find in the top right-hand corner of your screen, and if possible, tell us the organisation or business you're from. If we do run out of time for questions, we will make a note of the question that you asked and we'll email you privately with an answer. So most of our regular webinar attendees, you will have heard this little spiel a few times already, but for those of you who've just recently joined our network, either as a business advisor or as a growing SME, or even if you've been with us for a little while, here's a quick refresher of what BLP is all about. We are a New Zealand government-funded private sector development initiative delivered by DT Global. We currently work in 6 countries: Fiji, Vanuatu, Papua New Guinea, Samoa, and more recently this year, the Solomon Islands and Cook Islands. We work in partnership with financial institutions, chambers of commerce, and the private sector. Our core objective is to develop a business advisory service provider network in the Pacific region that improves the access of business services to growing SMEs. So we do all of this by delivering 3 main services, and since we launched in 2017, we've extended and developed and tailored these services to suit the Pacific business sector. We have an online business health check, which helps businesses identify where there could be some gaps in their business that could benefit from business advice. We've also just released the online business continuity planner, which is similar to the business health check, but this one has the categories that are specifically around business continuity planning. All of our in-country representatives carry out business diagnostics with business owners, which is a more comprehensive version of the business health check. On our BLP portal, we have a searchable database of over 60 BLP quality approved business advisors, and all of our advisors go through a quality assurance process to ensure that they are reliable. We also have a subsidy scheme and offer 2 types of subsidies. We have a 50% subsidy, and in response to the COVID-19 crisis, we also released a 100% subsidy support package to help growing businesses who have been affected by the crisis. Our presenter today, and we're very excited to have her, is Julliane Terry, owner and manager of Tok Stret Consulting in Lae, Papua New Guinea. She is the first presenter from our network of BLP Business Advisors. So Julliane is from Kinkio Village, Henganofi in the Eastern Highlands Province in Papua New Guinea. She has worked in various roles, including as a business development manager. She started Tok Stret Consulting, based in Lae in the Morobe Province in July 2017. Tok Stret means be honest, talk truthfully, which is what the team aim to do. They are also a BLP quality approved business advisor in our network, providing organisational management advisory services to growing SMEs in Lae. Julliane is here to talk to you about overcoming COVID-19 business challenges in PNG, and specifically what Tok Stret Consulting is offering in the area of business recovery and preparedness for growing SMEs. Welcome, Julliane.
Can I just, there's a lot of feedback. I think, John, can you mute? Thank you.
It's all yours, Julliane.
All right, such is technology. All right, I'll just get my presentation screen up so you guys can see what I am going to talk about today. Okay, so let's see. One moment, please, guys. One moment. Sorry. All right, sorry, guys. Just this. Okay, all right, so. That now, let's have a look. Anusha, is that okay now?
Yeah, I think so. It's just taking a minute to come through. Hold on. Yep, it's there. Go for it.
So I just want to make sure the screen is showing. All right, thank you. All right, hello, na good day, Olgeta. It is a pleasure to meet you all through this webinar. My goodness, COVID-19 has really changed the world. Jeez. I really want to thank BLP for giving Tok Stret the great opportunity to share with you all about PNG on this very important stage. And I hope what I will share with you today will give you a glimpse of the activities that's happening in PNG's second largest city, Lae City. Overcoming COVID-19 business challenges in Papua New Guinea. The agenda today basically is who and what is Tok Stret, a bit about PNG, what PNG is made up of, Lae City being the second largest city in PNG and its demographics, the health impact that COVID-19 has had in PNG, and also the impact to businesses, particularly the micro SMEs and the SMEs. Also other economical impacts surrounding COVID-19, an overview of what Tok Stret does, is doing, the initiatives that we are taking to keep our head above waters. Also another program that we're working on, which is the Lae SME Incubator Hub. And we'll share with you the story of a young lady who's working through this challenging period using the BLP support, and that's really helped to bring her business right up. And then the end of the session would be the question and answer. All right, so let's go. Now, who and what is Tok Stret? I own and run Tok Stret in PNG, and we are an SME organization. We develop and train Papua New Guineans, and we really love to see PNG people develop and grow in themselves in every aspect of life that they are involved in. Most of our clients are micro SME, SME, corporate, and multinationals. Our background is mainly corporate although as a PNG woman, I have run small businesses on the side, which is table market. I used to run my own PMV, looking after chicken, selling them for an income. Tok Stret, the name Tok Stret is a pidgin phrase, which means telling the truth, being honest. We have been in business for 3 years, about 3 years now in July, and our business is growing and evolving. Our reputation is professional and quality. We're passionate about people, so we talk about people, talk to people. We talk about changing habits and creating sustainable plans and objectives in their business, especially the SMEs. Where we do not have the skills, we engage other BLP advisors to assist our clients to rebuild their SME. I hope you enjoy my presentation today. The picture right at the bottom is a picture of the police force. Police in PNG has been one of our clients that's helped us, where we help them to change their habit and approach their work in a different manner, so they make change in the PNG Royal Constabulary. All right, so let's look at PNG, a snapshot of PNG. PNG is a diverse country that has a mainland and it's made up of small islands and atolls. We have about 22 provinces and we have over 800 different distinct languages. Our government is a democratic government. Population is in between 8 to 10 million. The last census was taken in 2011, so the number is a little bit inaccurate. We're highly religious, made up of the churches Lutheran, Catholic, and Christian. Our health system is vastly under-resourced and inadequate, yes. Let me go back, all right. Resource and agriculturally abundant, but many challenges in both areas due to lack of business acumen and skills, combined with reluctance to modernize or adapt. Now, Lae City, Morobe Province, the second largest city in PNG. As you can see on my left-hand side, the picture of a lady that's involved in selling bilums. Selling bilums is one of the ways where especially women make living. The picture at the bottom is one of the SMEs that we are working together with the support of BLP, Boss Lady Burgers. Lae is the largest port and is the commercial hub, industrial hub, and manufacturing hub of PNG. It is a foothill to the highlands. Now, Lae connects about 80% of the country. Is about connected by road, and the only road to these provinces, about 6 or 7 highlands provinces, is by road, and to the New Guinea Islands is by boat. We have a population of over approximately 300,000, and again, just like any other city in the world, we have people coming from different provinces to find a living in this PNG second largest city. And again, majority of them live in the settlement, because of poor education and things like that. So approximately of the Lae population is formally employed, but every one of the rest is involved in informal market, which is the table market, chicken sales, making Mary blouse and bilums and selling betel nut. SMEs struggle because they got no structure, no process, and no savings. Again, because of poor education. Now let's look at COVID-19 and the health impact it has in PNG. We have had lockdown. The whole country went into lockdown when COVID-19 arrived. We call it Mr. COVID-19 arrived. Internationally and interprovincially. There is a high level of SPED 5 personnel from around the globe in PNG. When we had this lockdown, I think the people that were mostly affected, the businesses that were mostly affected were the SMEs and the micro SMEs. Each province adapted their own rules, which caused many side and unnecessary issues. Now, our Morobe Provincial Health Authority, our Morobe Provincial Health Authority is working with the Morobe Emergency Committee to help put processes and hygiene education in place. Now, Tok Stret has been engaged by this organization, which the Morobe Provincial Emergency Committee is made up of the Morobe Provincial Government, Lae City Authority, the security forces we have here, the Australian Consulate General, and everyone working together to make sure people are informed as to what's happening during this period. Now, PNG is still in lockdown mode, although I think last week, Tuesday, they said it's been uplifted, but we are still waiting for the official announcement by the Prime Minister. Now, PNG has had about 8 recorded cases, and to date, there are no deaths. Well, should we say that's true? No deaths? There are people dying, but it's not recorded as these are deaths from COVID. We have minimal testing has been done. About 5,000 has been done out of the whole population. So there's still health challenges there. Now let's look at the impact to business, particularly the SMEs. Now, SMEs development plans stifle in many instances. Again, they rely on going to the market. They rely on going to the wholesale to buy their goods in bulk to come and sell. I'm not sure about other New Zealand, but I think a lot of the Pacific Islands, we live on, I think, hand to mouth, you live by day, So it's, in a way, it's good, but in a business sense, it's not good for the SMEs. And SMEs are further challenged by this shift economy and unable to adapt quickly. Now, I must say, fresh food market was closed for a month here in Lae. It's a massive impact on cash movement and channel sales through micro SME to the retailers. Now, one of the biggest SME commodity that we sell here is buai or betel nut. That really affected everyone. With the Lae Chamber of Commerce and Morobe Provincial Emergency Committee, they have all worked together to put plans together to ensure business continuity, both large and small. And again, especially in the large organizations, we had people that have lost their jobs or they are on reduced wages. All right, the added impact to the Lae economy. We have had one of the largest mining in the country, which is called Porgera Mining joint venture that is undergoing negotiation with the renewal of their lease. Now that is currently on the table, pending discussion. But that's apart from the COVID-19 that's come and that's really affected a lot of SMEs and employment. Now, as I said in the earlier part of my presentation, Lae is connected to the 8 highlands provinces, and then you have the New Guinea Islands. So when that happened, it affected a lot of SME businesses. PJB is a major contributor to the PNG economy, and this impacts foreign exchange, GDP revenue, employment, and pressure on citizens and the entire community, particularly Porgera and the surrounds down to Lae. This also impacts foreign investor confidence and trickles down to the SME and the micro SME. So again, in those challenges, we try to tell the SMEs, hey, we need to adapt, we need to grow, we need to find a sustainable plan going forward. Now, what is Tok Stret doing in these challenging times? We had to relook at our business. What are the skill sets do we have? Now, this is SME Power Workshop is one of the major projects that we have undertaken. Lae City Hand-Up Program is another one that we are working closely with the Lae City Authority. We have the Village Business Boot Camp. This is where we help, especially the Ahi landowners of Lae, to help them grow their bus business, which is has been given to them by Ahi Investment Limited. And then we have the Lae City Incubator Hub. So I will talk more about that on my second slide. All right, Tok Stret to combat COVID-19. The SME Power Workshop. When we first started our business, it really saddened, being an SME myself, it really saddens my heart to see a lot of SMEs not being given adequate information to run their business well. So in this workshop, we help a lot of them to have processes and structure in place to grow their business. And BLP is a key partner in the engagement in this program. The Lae City Handa program. This program is a program that Tok Stret was in the background, was really involved with the Lae City Authority and the Morobe Provincial Government, Lae Eben LLG, to get this program up. We thought to ourselves, how can we help those that have lost their job? How can we help the SMEs that cannot make the money that they used to make every day? So thankfully, the Australian government came to our assistance, and through the partnership program with the Lae City Authority, this program has now come up. So what happens is people apply to work on this program. They help to clean the city, clean the drain or work on the flower garden, picking rubbish, whatever they do to earn some money. So this provides dignity and provide an income to the community. And we are providing, Tok Stret is providing educational programs on this. Now the next program that we are working on is a village business boot camp. We have the Ahi villages, 6 villages that have been given startup capital. They have been given resources to build their business. However, when COVID-19 came, it really affected their business. So with the help of BLP, again, we are now working with these businesses to reboot, and it's not a physical exercise, but it's getting them to think again, what must I change? How shall I adapt? Things are moving forward. Let's do things differently. All right, now the 4th program that we have been working on for the last 2 years, and this is very close to my heart, is the SME Incubator Hub. In a nutshell, it is a one-stop shop for the SMEs to come in and find help. And this is a place to develop the SMEs and innovators, school leavers, and everyone. All right, I'll talk a little bit about the SME Incubator Hub. Now, how does the program works? Now, we will have a selection criteria. So when we say a selection criteria, education is not must, okay? You must be able to present yourself, no boy stain. Present yourself, bring in energy, be prepared to be pushed and helped in raising the standard, especially for the SMEs. Develop and train across a range of products. There are no other hubs like this in PNG. And I must say I think in Moresby, they have a couple of SME hubs, but I'm not really sure how that works, but we would like to see this to be totally different. This is to improve the skills of running a business effectively with measurable outputs. And then they go into an ideas lab. This is where we find and determine project innovators. And there are a lot of people out there on the street that have smart ideas, but where do we go to capture those ideas? So when they come in, we work together to bring them to a higher stage of developing those ideas, and they start sharing ideas in the energy lab. Now, the programs that stand out, the ideas and innovators that stand out, will do a pitch to mentors or to those that will be funding. And we will have angel funders available as well. So the angel funders will comprise of those internally in PNG, or externally, or both together. All right, so that's how the hub works. Now, the structure of the hub. Now, as you can see in the pyramid, the board is at the bottom. We focus on the operation. The board will be represented by partners and companies. The management team will be the office staff and the manager. Now there's more attention given to the operation. So this comprises of the classrooms, the energy lab, the library and the learning center, the e-learning center. We intend to put e-library in the hub. So this is a snapshot of what the structure of the hub is like. The Ideas Lab, this is a resource center. Now, if you look in the center, interestingly, there is a woman. It is a woman. And again, a lot of the SMEs are women. The resource center will be a place where the SME comes in. And again, the SMEs, they start their business out of a great idea or out of a hobby, whatever it is. They don't necessarily have the budget and planning skills or mentoring and partnership or financial literacy, etc. So at the resource center, they will be given training and teachings as to how to do budgeting and planning. They will be mentored and form partnership. There will be commercial financial institutions also involved to provide financial literacy. They will make sure the business is registered legally. We will have the IRC there, we will have the IPA there and other government organizations there to help to make sure that that SME is set up properly. SMEs, as we know, are not very good at marketing. We'll teach them and show them how to go and market their products online using other platforms that we have. And also it'll be a place of sharing knowledge and working together. So this is a one-stop shop for any SME that's looking at finding help. Now let's look at a case study where let me go back again. All right, so which we have had BLP support on this. This is Lae about to us. Now, as you can see at the bottom, the picture in the center, Emma is a young single mother that has 3 kids, and she's the one sitting right in front of the garamut with the cap on the left-hand side. And Shah is her cousin that helps her. So she runs this very beautiful business. Now, the photos on the side, this is what the place looks like, So anyone that comes to Lae, that's one of the places to visit. She is a very passionate professional operator. Man, I was surprised to see her one day when she walked up to me and she said, "Julliane, this is the model of my my hub." And I was just, and it was in the form of a the turtle, the leatherback turtle. Man, I was totally surprised. Now, we're using the BLP tools and a lot of other tools to help Emma. Also, Labour Tours is on the nesting ground of the leatherback turtle, and the owner has visions and plans for an ecotourism hub. And that ecotourism hub will be an educational place for school kids to go and learn ecotourism as well. So we're helping her develop these plans, and currently we're at the stage where she will be pitching to the Morava Tourism Bureau to get some funding to build some more bungalows and to build some other facilities. So that's a snapshot of a case study of Lae about tours. All right, the positive outcomes from COVID-19. Okay, so we recognize that the economic impacts of COVID-19 on the world and PNG are very heavy. And again, on PNG, especially with the shut of Papua New Guinea, Porgera joint venture, it's a big challenge for us. This is a watershed time for economists, governments, and businesses. Already washing of hands and practicing great hygiene practices have dramatically reduced a lot of sicknesses in the hospitals. And TB is one of the sicknesses in the country that's really killing a lot of people. However, with the continued washing of hands and practicing great hygiene habits, we hope after the SOE, the TB stats will be reduced and there'll be less deaths in the country. So that has made Tok Stret to review business strategy and plan and adapt. And we thought to ourselves, geez, all our contracts and this is me sitting down and I'm getting emails from my phone saying, Julliane, sorry, we have to push aside our training. It's not going to happen. And then this is email one after the other, and I'm thinking to myself, geez, what do I do? You know, so we went out of our way. We relooked at the strengths that we had, and one of the strengths we have is management skills. So we re-advertised ourselves and say, hey guys, if any one of your managers out of the country and you're going through challenging times where you don't have a manager, we are here. And thankfully, there were companies that came forward. Technologies like Zoom conferences takes us to a new level of communication. Though we caution business needs human interaction also. So BLP has ramped up its support, which is very good. In PNG, we will see revitalized and more professional SME market if we work together on this. So in these times, let's think positive. So SMEs are now being trained and mentored, so they will make a positive impact in this time going forward. All right, so I really would like to thank BLP for working together with us. With their support, you know, we are able to now work with about 8 different SMEs from different backgrounds, you know, and platforms, and all have been hard hit by COVID-19 in an already strained economy. Now, the good thing about these women, most of them are women. The good thing about these women is they bring energy. You know, they push forward and they say, hey, I'm not giving up. Julliane, help me. Our mantra is people plus process equals profit. So we focus on the people. We believe on the people. If the people are well equipped, they can be able to look at their process, improve their process. And profit is one, money. Number 2 is if they can have a sustained business, that's profit. Another thing is they look at the processes. They have a business plan going forward. That's profit to us. This applies to micro SME, SMEs to multinational organizations. So we're really honored to be a BLP advisor, and we really thank BLP for their continued support and dedication to the improvement of SME, and mainly women in business and diversity programs in the Pacific. And I think we have come to the end of my presentation. Thank you, Olgeta, for tuning in. And this is the time for questions or comments. So Anusha, I'll leave that to you.
Thank you, Julliane. That was a really lovely presentation, and it was really great to learn more about what Tok Stret does. We have one question here so far, and I can encourage you all, if you're listening, to type your questions into the chat box for Julliane if you have anything that's popped into your head over the last 25 minutes about Tok Stret Consulting, or maybe about PNG and SMEs in general. So this one question, Julliane, for you here is, what is the one key thing you would recommend to any business who is hard hit by COVID-19?
Do not take that as a slowdown or a blockage to your business. Ask yourself this question: what other qualities and strengths do I have? Relook at your strengths and go back again and go back and market yourself. I think the world now has moved forward. They have now adjusted and they have now moved forward. So look at your strength again, review yourself, and go back again and start marketing yourself and start talking to people and start getting business out there. Definitely the businesses are out there, and I have proven it in my business.
Nice. Can you tell us a little bit about what services you offer through BLP?
We're a business management organization where we help people to train to be good managers, to be good leaders, to believe in themselves. If you have any challenge, hey, we are here to talk about those challenges. And you're not the only one. Like they say, an island, sorry, what do you say? No man is an island. No man is an island. Let's all work together. And so we grow together. So my husband, John, and I, we have different skill sets that we bring to the business. He comes from a board. He's managed board in Australia, in Melbourne, Australia. So he comes from that background. I come from starting a business, a small business from, table market, running a chicken poultry, up to working in a corporate environment. So we can all work together. We share that experience. And also we look at the structure, operational, organizational structure that you have, and we develop that and go forward together.
That's great. Can we just go back to the initiatives that you were talking about before, the SME Incubator Hub? Would you be able to tell us a little bit about who else would be doing the training for those SMEs apart from Tok Stret?
Wonderful. Yes, the SME Incubator Hub will be, there will be other people that will come on board, and we are talking to a lot of organizations. In fact, we have started talking to a lot of organizations, including AusAid, Lae City Authority, the local member, John Rousseau. The people that will be also taking part in the program would be a lot of financial institutions. There will be a lot of individual trainers out there that will come forward definitely to help in the training. So again, we don't have all the skills to help these SMEs, but we will only provide the platform for them to come in and help. And definitely we will be talking with BLP to help in this hub as well.
Awesome. Looking forward to it. It sounds like a really important initiative, and the collaboration factor especially, I think would be really effective. So with the other initiative that you were talking about was the Village Boot Camp, is that right? How does this initiative apply to cooperatives?
So the Village Boot Camp is focused on the local villages. Hang on, let me get, yeah. It's for the local villages. That also applies to cooperative societies now, coffee cooperative society or cocoa, cocoa. So what this is focused on the village level, not so much the multinational organizations, but the village level where people are less educated. They do not have they lack a lot of knowledge just to run a successful business. So that goes out to them, where we can be able to provide this venue to help them develop themselves.
Great. And you may have mentioned this before, but when will these initiatives be available? So I know you're working on the SME Incubator Program still, and the boot camp as well. Is that right?
Yes, thank you. The Village Boot Camp is currently, we are working with the Ahi Village Association that has started already. The SME Incubator Hub, we will start soon. It's work in progress. It should start soon, and we should be able to. We definitely will update, put the updates on our Facebook page and our LinkedIn page. So it should start soon.
Great.
So at the moment, we have the hand up program that's going at the moment.
Awesome, thank you. So I've got another question here. How can SMEs access your COVID services and programs?
So what we do is, one of the things we do is we advertise through the Facebook, LinkedIn, or Lae's a small community. So we talk to them, we pass the word to them, word of mouth to the community.
That sounds awesome. If anyone else has any questions they'd like to ask Julliane, now's your chance. We've got more time up our sleeves than usual for question time, so please feel free to type your questions into the chat box. I'll throw a question in there for you, Julliane. What inspired you to start Tok Stret Consulting?
I've always wanted to start my own business. Working in the corporate world and even running my table market, I always see that I always have the passion and the drive. And I always wanted to own my own business. That's number one. Number two, I I think that I have the skills, plus at the time I was a single parent, so taking care of my son was a challenge for me. And I thought, if I work for myself, I can have relaxing hours to raise my son properly. So those I think those are the two things that really pushed me to start my own business. And also helping. I think the third thing is helping people. I love to help people. Sharing ideas, sharing information, and just being there for them.
That's a really great motivation, I think, to start your own business. I'm really glad you did, and we're really glad that you're part of the BLP network as well. Did you want to tell us maybe a little bit about some of the different SMEs you've worked with through the BLP program?
Absolutely. So we are working with Boss Lady Beggars. Now, Ida is a single mom as well. She's working part-time, but she runs her own business. Catering. She used to deliver food to the customers, but then COVID has stopped her, and so now the customers are coming to her house to pick up their orders. Again, she doesn't have a structure, so we're helping her with that. So that's Boss Lady Beggars, and then Lae Tours that I presented earlier on. And then we have Kapakona Guest House. Leo and Marina started their business. That's about half an hour boat ride out of Lae. And they were also going through challenges. And so with this program, that will help with BLP support, that will help to push their business forward. Then we have the 6 Ahi villages. They are the landowners of Lae City. So we are working with them to develop the bus that they have been given to bus business to venture into other businesses as well. We have also started working with Central Locksmith and East Spec Fires and Master Systems and other businesses as well in the country in Lae to help develop business. I think another one is Chigis. Chigis is also going through some challenging times at the moment, but that's fine. With BLP support, we will help to resurrect the business and help going forward. So those are a few customers that we're working with at the moment.
It's excellent. What's the best way for people to get in touch with you?
The best way for people to get in touch with me is on our website. Our phone numbers are on the website, on the LinkedIn page, and on our Facebook page.
Great. If anyone else has any questions they'd like to ask Julliane, we'll start wrapping up in a couple of minutes. Julliane, do you have any final thoughts you'd like to share with our audience today around business recovery and business preparedness after this COVID-19 crisis, which for most places isn't quite over yet? So if any advice you'd like to give on that would be fantastic.
Yeah, sure. I think now is the time when you have to sit back and look at your business. What strengths do I have? How should I improve myself? How should I develop myself going forward? What strategy should I use now? And in my presentation, I always talk about the dinosaur and the crocodile. In PNG, we call it puk puk. Millions and millions of years ago, they used to live together, and dinosaur was the dominant, person that killed the crocodiles. But the crocodile was very smart. He adjusted, started eating less, changing the habitation. And guess what? We don't have dinosaurs now. We do have the puk puks that live with us human beings and in our waters now. So that's the same principle. Look at yourself, look at your business, adjust yourself, go again, re-energize yourself and go again and talk to those customers. Hey, do you need my services now? What would you like me to do for you? And then, you go from there. And one of the things we have done in our business too is that we have spoken to our landlord. Hey, can you be able to reduce the rent of this period? Because we can't afford it, And they have agreed to that. So, as you do that, definitely you won't be like the dinosaur. You'll be like the crocodile, still existing.
That's a really great analogy to use. I appreciate that. And I think that the key thing from there to take away is being proactive. And no one could have really foreseen just how much of an impact COVID-19 would be having on businesses, on individuals all over the world. So there are plenty of lessons to be learned, I think. And I really appreciate, Julliane, you taking the time today to talk about your experiences and what Tok Stret are doing in that space. We'll make sure that this webinar is being recorded, so we will send this out to everybody afterwards via email, and it will be loaded into our website as well. So it'll be a resource that people can share around. There's lots of good advice and information in here. Julliane, again, thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate your specialised expertise, and we love having you as part of the BLP network. You're our first business advisor to do a webinar with us, so we really appreciate you taking that step with us. For those of you who haven't seen our other webinars yet, they are all on our website. We've reached number 11 today, I believe. So there's plenty of recordings there for you to all see. And we'll have another webinar next week at the same time, same place, 2 p.m. New Zealand time. If you are interested in us presenting on any particular topics, please do get in touch with us. You can contact me at media@businesslinkpacific.com if you have any ideas about what you'd like us to present, or even if you'd like to do a presentation yourself. Apart from that, thank you so much for everyone for joining us today. Julliane, thank you again, and we'll see you all next week.
Thank you so much, Anusha, for the opportunity for us to be on the stage and BLP. And thank you, everyone. Lovely to meet you guys through this webinar.